say, this signifies a great deal. Because I haven't spent a lot of time researching the history of the soldiers buried here. I think it really conveys a message to the community as a whole, that the sacrifice that these men, what they sacrificed, what they endured during the war. It's really, at the end of the day, they fought for freedom. For the 4 million women, children, and men who were still enslaved at the start of the Civil War. Well, I think many folks in Loudoun really know about the rich history of the Civil War as it pertains specifically to the county. We know a great deal about the Confederate history. We know about the rich history of the Loudoun Rangers, which was a regiment. Which has a very distinguished history. Also a great deal of history involving Quakers, the Underground Railroad as it pertains to the county. But I found that the role of African American soldiers had been greatly overlooked. As a Loudoun native, it was something that I had never heard of, in school, and it wasn't until as an adult that someone just happened to mention to me in my family's cemetery, I guess our ancestral cemetery out at Rock Hill, which is in Bluemont, Virginia. Mr. Vernon Peterson, he's the caretaker of the cemetery there, and he showed me a marker of an African-American Civil War vet whose name was Dennis Weaver. And it really just blew my mind, at that point, to realize, there's an African-American soldier, from Loudoun County who fought in the Civil War. But just from him kind of telling me that one story, it kind of inspired me, to want to find out about more. And I had no idea that, that there were hundreds, who served. And what makes their story unique is they enlisted from all over the country. From the deep south, soldiers who had been sent down south as a result of slavery, those who had went to the north before the war. So you find African Americans who had roots in this county enlisted from all over, which I think also makes their story unique. And at the end of the day, what each of those men fought for, including the 4 buried here, was for freedom. There was no other agenda than ending slavery. And I think that's really a story that everyone who calls Loudoun County home can embrace. Thomas Balch, Black History Committee of Thomas Balch Library, who's providing funding for the marker. So just really a community effort. And again, the cemetery board is made up of 3 local churches: Mount Olive, Mount Zion, and Providence. And they allowed for the marker to be installed here. And so again, it's just a community effort, and then Night Solution stepping up and restoring these headstones. This is a very well maintained cemetery, and just over time, the markers just kind of fell into only disrepair, only because of the elements, and by the descendants, had just kind of forgotten them. So again, the cemetery board maintaining the cemetery, and then Night Solution, restoring them. I just think everyone kind of needs to be commended for their